Have you ever replayed the same conversation in your head hundreds of times? Maybe someone said something that bothered you. Maybe you made a mistake. Maybe you embarrassed yourself. And even though the moment is long gone, your mind keeps returning to it again and again and again. Or maybe you're lying in bed late at night. Your body is tired. Your eyes are heavy. You desperately want to sleep, but your mind refuses to stop. It keeps thinking, what if something goes wrong tomorrow? What if I fail? What if people judge me? What if things don't work out? And suddenly, a peaceful night turns into hours of stress and anxiety. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Millions of people struggle with overthinking every single day. In fact, overthinking has become one of the most common mental habits in modern life. People spend so much time inside their heads that they forget to experience the life happening right in front of them. And here's the strange part. Most people believe overthinking helps them. They think they're solving problems, preparing for the future, avoiding mistakes. But in reality, overthinking often creates more problems than it solves. Today we're going to explore why overthinking happens, how it silently steals your happiness, and most importantly, how to finally find inner peace. Let's begin. Imagine carrying a backpack everywhere you go. At first it's empty, easy to carry, but every day someone places another brick inside, a worry, a fear, a regret, an insecurity, a painful memory, a future concern. Eventually, the backpack becomes so heavy that simply walking feels exhausting. That's what overthinking does to your mind. Every unnecessary thought becomes another brick. And eventually, mental exhaustion becomes your normal state. Many people wake up tired, not because their bodies are exhausted, but because their minds never rested. The truth is, most overthinking comes from two places, the past and the future. Very rarely does it come from the present moment. Think about it. When you're overthinking, you're usually replaying something that already happened, or worrying about something that hasn't happened yet. You're mentally living everywhere except where life actually exists. Right here, right now. The present moment. One of the biggest lies your mind tells you is this: if I think about it enough, I'll find the perfect answer. But life rarely works that way. Some problems cannot be solved through endless thinking. Some questions don't have immediate answers. Some situations require action, not analysis. Yet overthinkers often become trapped in a loop, thinking about thinking, analyzing every possibility, trying to predict every outcome, and becoming completely stuck. Have you ever noticed how overthinking affects your confidence? Let's say you have an opportunity, a new job, a business idea, a relationship, a dream you've wanted to pursue. At first you're excited, but then the overthinking begins. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if people laugh at me? What if I make the wrong decision? What if? Soon fear replaces excitement. Doubt replaces confidence. And the opportunity disappears. Not because you weren't capable, but because overthinking convinced you not to try. That's the hidden danger. Overthinking doesn't just steal peace, it steals opportunities. One of the most powerful realizations you can have is this: most of the things you worry about never happen. Think back over the last few years. How many things kept you awake at night? How many worst-case scenarios did your mind create? How many fears felt absolutely real, and how many of them actually happened? Probably very few. Yet your mind treated every imagined scenario as if it were reality. This is why overthinking creates suffering. It forces you to experience problems multiple times, once in your imagination, and sometimes again in reality. Meanwhile, people who don't overthink only deal with the problem when it actually appears. Imagine two people facing the same challenge. The first person spends weeks worrying. The second person prepares, then moves on. When the challenge arrives, both face the same situation, but the overthinker has already suffered for weeks beforehand. This is the hidden tax of overthinking. You pay emotional costs for events that may never happen. Let's talk about control. One reason people overthink is because they desperately want certainty. They want guarantees. They want to know exactly what will happen. They want complete control over the future. But life doesn't offer guarantees. Life is uncertain, always has been, always will be. And the more you try to control everything, the more anxious you become. Inner peace begins when you accept something simple. You cannot control everything. You cannot control other people. You cannot control every outcome. You cannot control every challenge, but you can control how you respond, and that's enough. Many years ago, a wise teacher shared a simple idea. He said there are two circles, the circle of concern and the circle of control. Most people spend their lives focusing on things they can't control: politics, the economy, other people's opinions, past mistakes, future events. Meanwhile, they ignore the things they can control: their attitude, their habits, their effort, their mindset, their actions. Peace begins when you shift your attention from the first circle to the second. Now let's talk about the present moment, because this may be the most powerful solution to overthinking. The present moment is where peace lives, not in yesterday, not in tomorrow. Here, now, right now, as you're listening to this, take a deep breath. Notice your breathing. Notice the sounds around you. Notice where you're sitting. Notice the feeling of being alive. For a moment, nothing is wrong, and that's the lesson. The present moment is often far more peaceful than the stories created by your mind. Overthinking pulls you away from reality. Mindfulness brings you back. Mindfulness doesn't mean clearing your mind. It means paying attention, fully, completely, to what's happening right now. When you drink coffee, drink coffee. When you walk, walk. When you listen, listen. When you work, work. Most people are physically present but mentally absent. Their minds constantly travel between past and future, and because of that, they miss their lives. Here's another powerful truth. You don't have to believe every thought you think. Just because a thought appears doesn't mean it's true. Your mind produces thousands of thoughts every day. Some are useful, some are nonsense, some are fears, some are assumptions, some are stories. Learning to observe your thoughts without automatically believing them is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. Instead of saying, "Oh, I am anxious," try saying, "I notice anxiety." Instead of saying, "I am a failure," try saying, "I notice a thought telling me I'm a failure." That small change creates distance, and in that distance, freedom begins. Now let's get practical. How do you actually stop overthinking? First, limit unnecessary information. Your brain wasn't designed to process endless news, social media, opinions, and notifications all day. Mental clutter creates mental noise. Second, write your thoughts down. Sometimes thoughts feel overwhelming because they're trapped inside your head. Writing creates clarity. Third, take action. Action is the enemy of overthinking. You can think about exercising for an hour, Or you can simply start walking. You can think about starting a business. Or you can take one small step. Movement creates momentum. Momentum reduces fear. Fourth, practice gratitude daily. Gratitude shifts your attention away from what's missing and toward what's already good. And where attention goes, energy follows. Finally, accept uncertainty. You don't need all the answers today. You don't need to know exactly how everything will work out. You simply need to take the next step. That's enough. As we come to the end of this episode, remember this: your mind is a powerful tool, but it was never meant to be your prison. Life becomes lighter when you stop carrying every thought. Life becomes more peaceful when you stop fighting every uncertainty. Life becomes more beautiful when you spend less time inside your head and more time experiencing the present moment. So tonight, before you go to sleep, give yourself permission to let go. Let go of the worries you cannot control. Let go of the mistakes you cannot change. Let go of the future you cannot predict. Take a deep breath. Slow down and remind yourself, you don't have to solve your entire life tonight. You only need to live this moment, because peace isn't found in the future. Peace is found right here, right now. Thank you for listening to Podcast FM Radio. If this episode helped you, make sure to follow the channel, share it with someone who needs a little more peace in their life, and leave a comment with the word peace below. And remember, a calm mind creates a beautiful life. See you in the next episode.